So our next author is a good friend of mine. It's going to be Marvin O'Brien. Hey, Marvin! Um, baby, you gotta unmute so we can hear you though. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I hear you wonderfully.
All right. You the same. Good to see you.
It's good seeing you. Yeah, it's
Good to
great.
be seen. Yeah.
What have you been up to these days?
Busy, busy, busy. Just trying to finish up a few things, working on a few projects down in Arkansas,
Okay.
in the film business, in the film area, and just home projects. And here too, trying to meet with a few people as far as getting some film done this year, at least one or two. I'm working on four projects in Arkansas.
Oh, yeah, you are busy. You are busy. Well, I'm in your neck of the woods right now. I'm in Katy, Texas. Visiting my
Hey,
family for Thanksgiving.
yes,
That's why my setup looks a little different today.
yeah, you're your brothers,
My nephews.
your nephew. There you go. The barber, the
Yeah, so
barber.
for those of you who don't know, Marvin was one of our featured authors last year for my company's Black History Month Literary Weekend. And he made such an impression on everybody. And I think it's really Marvin's charm that got that school to invite us to come visit them at the very last minute, if you remember that.
Yeah, yeah. The last minute, but we did it.
We did it. They had a good time. And they invited us to come back this year.
Yeah, I loved. I plan on being there too. Yeah, we had a wonderful time.
Yes, yes, we did. Yes, we did. So
Yes,
now, before we jump in there, because we can talk about all kinds of stuff, and I know you're a talker anyway, but
yes.
go ahead and tell the audience who may not have met you yet, all about yourself.
Oh, I don't have enough time. Anyway, I'll start with a little bit. I'm just a old country guy from Pine Bluff, Little Rock, Arkansas, by way of Dallas, Texas now. And after sports and all that good stuff, and being a barber for right at 25 some years, I kind of wanted to break into something different. And so I asked God about it. He basically told me to go back to my first love, which was writing. Writing was from seventh grade. That's where I first started writing songs, and I had a little band group, so I was lead singer and can't sing a lick, but I uh I wrote songs for us to sing and I put it down when I started playing sports. And then after sports was over and barbering was over for me, I picked it back up like maybe 20 years ago and just started writing film stories that I've run across, stories that I've heard and putting them all together, collaborating stuff. And so I finally decided to write a book about my life, my barber book. It's called Uncle Barber now. And it's just my whole life being a barber. All the ups and downs, good times, bad times. And
Yeah, I
it's
remember us talking about that. You actually made barbering a pretty lucrative business for yourself.
oh yes, oh yeah. Best thing ever happened to me at the time. Best thing I don't know another area I could have went into so easy and do so well.
Mm.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. But now I moved on from that. People always ask, "You cut hair? Where you cutting it now?" I don't have no desire. I don't even like even going in barbershops no more. I love the people. I miss them, but
You say you
that
don't like
that
going to the barber shop. Your head is looking pretty smooth up there, so you must be doing something.
in the bathroom, I have still got some clippers and I do it myself. Yeah, do it myself, man. So, but I love the barber business. It's a great business for a lot of young men who don't
Yes.
know really which way to go, especially in the early 20s, and some 30s.
Yeah,
But
my nephew, who I'm visiting right now, started his own barbering business, and he is doing pretty well with it. I see some of his work on Instagram. Like, okay, you're one of those people who who does the transformations make people look all different after they get a good haircut.
Yes, that's the joy of it when you can see the before and after. And I got to get down there to meet him because I got so many pointers. Your mom, I promised her that I will get there, and I'm glad you mentioned that. Katie's just right around the corner from me, so say after the holidays, I'm gonna make it my business to go maybe on a Sunday and just sit with him for some a couple of hours,
Oh,
grab
I
some coffee or
would
something.
love that. That's so nice.
Yeah, I've been there and done it in the barber business. I have.
Yeah, I think that everybody, no matter what industry you go into, whether it's barbering, whether it's writing, or what have you, it's good to have a mentor, somebody who can just kind of point you in the right direction.
Yes, yes, yes. So this part of my life, I call it chapter 57. I'll be 58 real soon, a couple of months, several months.
Okay.
I'm about giving back to the youth and
Mhm.
anybody that's battling with problems that they can't seem to shake. That's what I want to do, male or female. I want to be able to speak to them in the way I had to do it. I didn't really have a mentor at the time when I went through starting the barber business, and at the end of it, I basically just had God, to go to, and He little bit by little bit coached me how to do it.
Mhm.
And because I tell people I'm self-made. I didn't get a chance to get all that good info that I want to give.
Right, right.
And I'm bubbling over with knowledge and wisdom. And, they say the best teaching is failure, because you know what to do now when you get back on your time. The biggest problem with a lot of male and female is getting back up. You know,
Mm,
nobody want to help you when you laying on the ground. You
right.
have to stand up
People like
and
to align themselves with winners, but I think sometimes people forget that winners also suffer losses every once in a while. And if
oh,
you're only trying to align people who are constantly winning, they're
yes,
either making they're either only showing you the highlight reel, as our last guest said. Social media is just the highlight reel. We don't put our losses on there. We only put our wins on there.
yes, yes,
And
yes,
so it's very hard to align yourself with somebody who's constantly winning. Every once in a while, you're going to take a loss.
yes. Exactly. And so
Learn
I
from.
I tell people too, Miss Lawson, you can tell a person 50 times yes. Why yes. And they'll smile with you. You they girl, you my boy,
Hmm.
whatever. But you say no one time and it erase all those yeses.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so for me to go undefeated in football, that's good. But I'd rather go 11-1 and go to the Super Bowl than to go undefeated and lose.
Mm.
So yeah, losing is always good. It's great knowledge, great knowledge. You know, uh, it is what it is. But a lot of people don't want to lose. But losing is good sometimes. Losing is
Yeah,
good. It strengthens you.
you're right
Um,
about that. Now you have a book with a very striking title. I woke up black.
yes, yeah, right here. I don't know if you can
There
see it.
it is.
Yes, I
Can you
woke up black.
hold it up a little bit higher?
Okay, there
Yeah,
you go.
there we go. There we go. I want everybody to see the whole cover.
Yes, yes, yes. And this book is basically just uh, I got so tired of hearing all the I messed around. I was doing something. I was off work, and I saw every morning. I woke up, I had a lot of free time on my hand. I would go through my feeds on my phone. And I see Farrakhan, 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 and I got so many friends went to the Million Man March. I didn't get a chance to go, and so I was like, Farrakhan is basically telling us what we already know. He's just opening our eyes up to it where we might have went to sleep on it. What could I do to really let people know what it's like waking up black in a small country town, dealing with racism all around us, and everybody just walking around as if it doesn't exist. And so I just wanted to write something totally to let people know how I felt about it. And everybody that knows me know I'm not a racist person, prejudiced in no kind of way. But
Well,
I've been through a lot. Been
I,
through a lot with it.
yeah, I think that the title is striking
Thank
because
you.
it almost sounds like I went to sleep. When I went to sleep, I was a different race, but when I woke up, I was black, or I just realized I was black. I mean,
Yes.
what exactly do you mean by that?
Well, I was raised to where I didn't see color. I didn't
Hmm.
see color. And even though I went through a lot of racist things, I still didn't judge. I didn't see color. I just knew, you didn't go on that side of the tracks and play, you stayed over here. Um, when we went downtown, you didn't touch anything. You stayed, you held your mom's hand. And so I just, I up with that. But until real racism started happening to me as an adult, even through college.
Hmm.
First day of college in Oklahoma, me and my buddies, we go to like a Walmart or something, small little bitty store, Woolworths or something. We needed a few things for our room, so we went in to buy them, and they followed us around the store the whole time.
Right. And it still happens today.
I'm like, I mean, down every aisle, and uh,
No, I
and
haven't had. I'm late for the show. I had a rehearsal. I had a choir rehearsal. I had to go to a special one. But welcome, Marvin, to the show. And
hey,
and I haven't had anybody follow me in the stores in a while. It
yeah,
only happens to me at the Galleria. Rhonda,
yeah.
have you been to the Galleria in Houston? It's a really high-end mall.
I
Yes, I've
have
been there.
not, but you're
That's
right.
where it happened.
Those types of places, they like we can't possibly be able to afford
Right.
what's.
Right. And when I went into a Louis Vuitton store, I wasn't planning on buying anything. I really went in there looking at what the prices were to see why would people pay that for just. I don't know if the quality is supposed to be like it lasts 25 years. I don't know, but the prices went upset, so I wasn't gonna buy anything. But anyway, Marvin, I was listening to your what you were talking about. You didn't really experience prejudice or racism till you went to college. And
No, no, no. I experienced it before then, but the way I was raised, you overlooked it. You overlooked it. So it really didn't bother
oh,
me. Oh,
okay,
listen. When I was about
okay.
8 years old, I was at a cousin house, and I'll be real quick. And I was sitting outside. My grandma went inside, and she was gonna be there a couple of hours. So I snuck off because I saw some little Caucasian guys at the end of the block playing, playing and stuff on their bike. I said, I'm gonna walk down there. I'll be back before we get ready to leave. And so, like a cow trailer, that they haul cows in.
Yeah. Mhm.
It was a lot there that sold cow trailer. That's what they were kind of playing. And it was about to get dark. We played for about 30 minutes. Next thing I know, it was getting dark. We playing in the horse trailer. Next thing I know, they locked me in. They ran out and
Mm,
locked me in. It's about five of them. They locked me in. I couldn't get out. And so it's getting dark, and my grandma don't know where I went. Just so happens it was a guy coming by had been to the store, older man. And I say, excuse me, sir, can you help me get out of here? And he came and all he did was unlatch the latch from the outside. But I was too young to think, stick my hand out there. And he asked me as the door was open, what are you doing in there? And I just broke out running and ran off. And that really hurt me because I thought they were my friends for 30 minutes. So, but I never let that stick with me because I moved on. God has blessed me through the great grandmother that I've been raised with to forgive, forgive, forgive. They know not what they do. Anybody, I don't hold grudges. I don't do anything like that. But when I got to college and said, wait a minute, and stuff, this is too much. And then here in Texas, trying to rent a space, I've owned like 4 or 5 barbershops. And I was trying to get a barbershop in this one shopping center, very nice shopping center. And the guy who owned the shop, he had Caucasian women working up front and had black women working in the back behind the wall. So I asked him one day, I said, y'all think I ought to put a barber shop next door? Y'all do women's hair, he do all women's hair. So when I called him and he said, okay, he said, but was someone out in, he said, what kind of shop you put in? I said, barber shop. He said, what race? I say, Afro-American barber shop. He said, oh no, I would never lease to
Wow.
Afro-American. And I'm like 30. I'm like, huh? Okay. But I finally wind up getting into that shopping center. 10 years later, he had sold it. And they wasn't a
And
racist. So
the new owner
they took
had
me in.
a different program.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just so much that I don't try to check nobody. Even with speaking, I drive Lyft every day right now for like the last 7 8 years. And people get in your car as if you are a robot, and I say
Right.
hello. They won't say nothing. I say, excuse me, how you doing today? Then they might. So what I to writing this book is not just for I wrote it for all other races, but I wrote it for us too. Because there's some things we got to overlook. We can't, I didn't say let nobody disrespect you, but we got to move on. We got to get ours. We can't keep worrying about thinking somebody's gonna give us something. We got to get it. And I try to let people know that I'm so proud to be the color race I am. And when I say I woke up black, what I mean is I didn't have nothing to do with the color of my skin. God wanted me to be black, and I'm proud of that. Because there's no other race of people that has endured all the obstacles and still standing.
That's true.
And so I don't talk too much on it, but when I talk to my people, I basically let them know, man, you are kings and queens. We're not people. We're not Negroes. We're not Afro. We are kings and queens. And I really wish we would stop saying each other's, hey, what's up, man? Hey, what's up? Good morning, queen. Good morning, king. And that should be the new because we are kings and queens. We just don't know it. And this,
That has become popular.
oh, when I found out there is no such thing as an ugly person because we're supposed to judge from the inside. We try to, oh man, I don't, she ain't that attractive or he's not that handsome. But the inside, if you get to know that person, inside will overwhelm all of that. They'll start being beautiful on the inside and outside.
Yeah. Well, there are
So,
some people who are ugly on the inside.
This is
A
oh,
true.
lot
of
of times.
course. Of course.
That that outside appearance can really be
And guess what? They can be cute, pretty, and handsome on the
on the
outside,
outside.
like you said.
Mhm.
And but the real reason a lot of that is because of their upbringing and what they've been experienced. When we talk about, and that's a whole other subject of abuse and
Mhm.
neglect. Like I tell people this, Miss Alexander, Miss Lawson, the definition of a bully. And now I don't know that definition. I just know Marvin O'Brien's definition, and that is a person that is hurt, person that have been abused mentally, physically, but behind all that toughness, and it's a shield, it's a front that they use so you can never find out the weakness or what they have inside. But once you get to know that person, they're the nicest person in the world. They'll protect
Mhm.
you. They'll go out their way to help you do anything. Well, you say, man, I need you. Everybody else gone, but I still got some more work to do. They'll tell you, let's go on, knock it on out then. They just want a real friend. I've never met a bully yet that I couldn't crack. And I've never met a mean lady that I couldn't make love. What I mean by that, by telling her
You've never met a
I,
what lady?
a
I missed
mean, a
a
mean,
Heard
mean
him right.
lady.
disrespectful
Heard
lady
him right.
that I couldn't crack because I pull up to the side and let them know, you're so beautiful. Why are you so mean? Why are you always frowning? Why you talk to people like that? And they'll start to open up. Ain't nobody ever done nothing for me. Ain't nobody this and that and the other. I said, yeah, but you got to give people a chance. So guess what? Can I have a hug? Or you make me sick. I don't like you because I'm getting to you in a fun way. I'm saying I've never met people, even in the Caucasian world. It doesn't matter. I crack people. because I let them know I love you. I don't care if you're mad. It don't make no difference. I love you anyway. Ain't nothing you can do
Right.
about it.
There you
Now let's go
go.
get something to eat. Come on, go
Well,
eat.
some of it is, you a lot of it is personality. I don't
Yeah.
recall ever befriending somebody who bullied me. When you were saying that, I'm thinking back on the bullies that I've experienced, and I haven't befriended anybody who bullied me. I can't think of any of them. They
Well,
were
Hey,
bullies. They were mean.
I've not
And
befriended somebody who bullied me, but I am friends with a couple of people who we didn't like each other at first.
that's true. Now that part is different from a bully.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
different.
some of my really close friends, we didn't get off on the right foot. Sometimes circumstances, the way people meet, it might not be the best situation, and they have to have a meeting of the minds in a different setting or a different situation. And then, yeah, that's happened several times. But somebody who bullied me, and I haven't really been. I was bullied as a kid because I was small, and some people think they can bully me now because I'm still small but they can't, and I don't, it doesn't bother me now because uh, I don't respond to bullies. It doesn't work, period, on me. But
well, I understand.
when I was
It's just
younger, it did because I was scared because I was small. I always had a big person that would come to my rescue. God was looking out for me. It was always some
Yeah, there
big
you go.
person that would come and defend me and tell the bully they weren't going to bother me. That happened. Just
I
I
just
got lucky like
and when I say it doesn't matter what race, to give you an example, I was in jail one time, uh, just for like tickets or whatever. And when
that.
I was right here in Dallas, there for like two, maybe 8 hours, maybe 10. But there was this Caucasian guy that everybody hated his guts. He was very racist. And he didn't care if you knew, he wanted you to know it.
Mhm.
Very racist. And I mean, everybody wanted to jump. And so, guess what? I was eating I had some money on my book, so I had to eat something. Bumpers on top of mine. I say, man, come on down. We're going to grab something to eat. I said, he said, yeah, 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 I want something to eat. I don't mind. I said, listen, talk to you. You doing? He just said he's been brought up to be racist. He don't care. He never about blacks. His granddaddy taught him that. He was in a real racist motorcycle gang and all that. So I said, why? But that's them teaching you. What about you though? He said, well, that's all I know. And he was in I was probably 29, 30. So he said these words. He said that I come up in a racist, abusive family. My mom and dad was alcoholics, and my granddaddy. I came home from school one day and caught him on top of my sister.
Mm.
So I
His
ran
grandpa,
away. Huh?
his
His
grandpa.
granddad. His granddad.
Oh, oh.
So he ran away and he was homeless, and so he started emptying trash at this motorcycle place with some very racist Harley Davidson type guy leather. The next thing you know, one of the guys gave him a motorcycle and he joined the gang. And they were very racist, like skinheads.
Mm-hmm.
And so I explained to him all that. Next thing I know, I said, the guys always calling me. They was calling me, hey, come on, big man, let's play domino, let's play spades. I said, you know how to play. I said, come go with me. And everybody looking at me like, what you bringing him over here for? But I had to make a point. So now listen, this is a true story. They called my name that next morning. He told me, he said, man, I like you. I said, what? He said, like, I said, what you gonna do when you get out of here? I said, I don't know. I hope my friends still got my motorcycle. I was thinking about it. He said, I got a tent that I sleep in. I'm thinking about going to Arkansas and just live in the woods and live off the land. I said, well, I'm from Arkansas. Oh, yeah. I got him to smiling. So here's the part that got me. When they called me in the middle of the night, like 3 o'clock in the morning, O'Brien, roll up. You ticket's been paid. Come on. Just waiting on paperwork. He got out of his bed, walked me to the gate, and hugged me.
Mm.
That's the fake I make on anybody. I just break them. I don't know how I do it. I just do it. So I wrote this book so that
That's
I
a
even
blessing.
talk about what. Go ahead.
Now,
No,
did
I
he
just said
show a
that's a
copy of the
blessing.
book yet, Rhonda?
Say what now?
Did she show the copy of
Yeah,
the book
he showed
yet?
the book.
Yeah,
You can show it again.
Okay, yeah,
yeah.
because I missed it.
Let me put it up high. Can you
Oh,
see?
okay. So I assume that's you on the cover.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
So,
So I've written 10 books now, and five of them are getting published right now. I've done
Are
five
they
or
also going
finished.
to do with She Publishing?
Yes,
okay, well, good. Now, how
yes.
did you get connected with She Publishing?
A good friend of mine who went through a publisher that I went to high school with. She was just trying something. She's good at. She got the job done, but he wasn't. She wasn't experienced enough to get him the book signings and to put him out there. So he found She Publishing. He was telling me, "Well, I'm not going to use this lady again. I'm going to use. I got a new one." I said, "Well." He was telling me all she did. I said, "Whoa, that's a lot." I said, "Okay." I said, "I need that number." And man, me and her talked about 2 hours on the phone the first time. And so I said, "Man, I'm
You
ready
doing
to rock
the
with you."
talking, Marvin.
Say it again.
That was probably you doing most of the talking.
Probably was. Probably was. She did a lot of listening. But
But most
hey,
most of the people who end up signing with She Publishing have a similar story to tell about just the personal touch that Shanita
oh
put
my
for
God.
her authors.
Her, I
They
thought
they
she was
really
the
feel special.
greatest until I met her mom. I said, "Oh my goodness, y'all are
Oh,
just
I love
double
her
trouble.
mom. Her mom looked like she
Y'all,
could be her sister.
So when did you meet her mom, Rhonda? How come you met
I
the
just
mom
met
and
her
I
in
did?
Houston. I just met
She
her.
comes
Oh,
to
I
the
just met her in
high school.
Houston.
She comes to the National Black Book Festival with her every
Well,
year.
well, maybe I didn't know it was her mom. I never met
Yeah,
her.
yeah, you
Yeah,
don't know
they don't look like it. Yeah, they look like they be the same age pretty
And
much.
I'm always sequestered at the the desk. So it's a
you've
lot
seen
of people.
you've seen her though. You've seen her mom. You just
I
didn't
just
realize.
didn't know it was her mom. Okay, I had no idea she brought her mom with her. And that's
Yeah.
amazing.
And that young lady you with right there, she's awesome. I went out to DC. Oh man, everything was beautiful, lovely, lovely. Her mom is the greatest as well. She made me uh toast and jelly sandwich when I got there. I was so wore out and broke down. She got up and cooked toast and jelly, and her husband had peanut cookies, I mean all kind of cookies. I'm a
The
diabetic
cookie
trying to shake
man.
it. I
Yes.
sat at the table that morning, ate jelly sandwich, then ate about 3 cookies, man. I said, "Ooh, I'm gonna have to lay down somewhere." I laid down on her couch, man. I said, "Ooh." Just great hospitality that you can't believe that. You don't believe that people nowadays do that kind of thing. People don't open your house up to you and let you lay down and the first time seeing you, you don't get that. So we
Yeah.
need more
My
people
mom's
like
still asking about you, Marvin.
Hey, tell her I say we're gonna get to that grandson of hers, nephew, great nephew,
I
great
mean,
grandson.
that is that's who I'm visiting here in Katy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and tell her I say hello, definitely. I mean, the hospitality when they rolled me around after the show. I told them go home. I know y'all need some rest. They're like, no, we're gonna take you to see Howard University. I don't know where they got the energy from, but they showed me a wonderful time. And that's why I'll always go back. Always tell
Yeah,
people about.
Rhonda's right. Well, she's in the Houston metro, but she's probably 40 minutes from where I am.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Katie,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. But how long are you gonna be in Katy, Rhonda? How long are you gonna be here?
We're leaving Friday morning.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, uh, I'm not gonna get a chance to see you on this trip
Well,
because I'm cooking. I'm cooking, so I got tomorrow's food prep day,
right.
and so I have to. And I'm still putting up my. I'm decorating the tree because
Christmas.
I'm
Yeah.
Thanksgiving's at our house.
Oh,
So
my tree up 2 weeks ago.
see, I couldn't put my tree
It's
up because I
hard.
had to wait for Robert to put the tree up, and
Oh, okay.
and then we went to Austin, and so our schedules didn't coincide. So I had to wait for him to get it and just put it up because it's too much for me to do, and but my outdoor my lights are out on my house. That's what I wanted to get done. Beautiful blue lights. I love the blue lights. So it's really, when you turn the corner and you see, we live on a corner. So when you turn the corner, you see our house first. I'm
Right.
excited about that. I had to take a picture and post
Marvin, you
Yeah.
decorating for Christmas?
Yes, yes, yes. Matter of fact, I'm going to Arkansas tomorrow, but I'll be back Saturday, and I'm gonna put it up Saturday. Get ready, few lights, at least one or two little strip trees. Like I don't go out of the way. I don't do all the exotic stuff on the trees, or just around one window or something. And
it.
I have
Okay.
two trees, one in front of one. I got one little one that I bought to sit on the bar. It
Okay.
lights up
Okay.
too, and a few little Santa Claus shaking or whatever. Got that, but it's all about what's in your heart. Ain't gonna be a bunch of gifts under there. Every
It
day
is.
is Christmas to
I
me.
love Christmas time. It's my, Christmas was always a special time. My mother made it special. And so I try to make it special for my family ever since
Yes,
I
that's good.
got married, and had a family. And hopefully my daughter will continue the tradition because we had
Yes.
great Christmases. Um, it was always decorated, cheerful. We got what we wanted. Um, and that was exciting. And I don't know how my parents even did it, but I don't, they didn't wrap our presents and put them under the tree. What they would do is we would go to sleep, and then when we got up, all of our gifts would be in a
Yeah,
room.
that's the fun. That's the fun part. It's like Santa Claus came.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
that's the way they
That's
did
how
it.
mine was too.
And
Yeah.
Yeah,
so, we didn't hear anything. We didn't even hear them
Yeah.
putting the stuff
Sleep.
out. I don't know.
We went to well, they made us go to bed about 8 o'clock.
Yeah, we had to go to
And
bed, but
so we
we weren't
sound
asleep.
asleep.
And you know what? We would be looking up at the sky and saying, "Wow, that's Santa." And it was an airplane, I'm sure, but we would be
Yeah.
looking, thinking it was Santa Claus.
Come on now.
Children's imaginations. It's just a carefree time, and I wish all children had, a carefree uh, time with Christmas and holidays, because I know not all children do, you know,
yeah.
Nah.
and
I had a
so
reality check when I turned 17, I think it was. I'm used to getting 5, 10 gifts from my grandma, great grandma, my mama, aunties. I turned 17, I got a pair of socks and a wallet. And I asked my girl, where everything at? Boy, that's it for you?
you're grown
What?
now.
Socks
Christmas
in
is
a
for
wallet.
kids.
I ain't
Christmas
had
is
no
for
money to put in
kids.
the wallet either. Yeah, it was sad Christmas that year,
Well,
man.
then it's your turn to
Reality check.
start giving gifts to others.
Yeah,
You
do
know,
that.
you
Do that.
have to look at other people. Now, where are you based out of? I don't know. I may have missed that.
Mesquite, Texas, right?
Yes,
Oh, you're
Mesquite,
in Mesquite, so
Texas.
that's
Up,
in
yeah.
the Dallas area.
Yes.
Hmm. Okay.
Way up Arkansas. I got to throw that in because that's my home. That's love right there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Arkansas. A lot of people don't. Well, some people may not know Arkansas and Texas touch.
Yeah, we
And
kindreds.
and if you go on 59 Texas, then there's a Texarkana, Texas, and a
That's right.
Texarkana, Arkansas.
That's right.
Like when you cross the line, you're in Texarkana, Arkansas. But
That's
Right,
right.
it's the
right.
same. It's the same city in two different states.
So we chilling with Marvin a little longer?
We are. I don't know if you got my message, but our final guest was on a plane trip coming back from a funeral,
Mm.
and her flight got delayed so that she's on the plane. She's on the plane now. She was
Oh, poor thing. I know.
supposed to have been already at her destination so she could do the show, but she's on the flight now. So she wasn't able to do it. We have to reschedule her.
Angela.
So we can spend a few more minutes with Marvin. And
Uh,
also, I have a book to give away.
Oh, we already gave
Angela.
her the book.
Oh, you did? So
Yeah,
who got it?
Gwen Hayes got it.
Oh, Gwen Hayes got it. Okay, well, this is an actual book It's not an arc. So they sent us a hard copy. And I hate that I missed the interview with
Yeah,
Charlene, but
she was a great interview. We had some great authors tonight,
Angela.
present company included. Yeah, I mean
Yes.
it flowed. It really flowed. I really enjoyed the interviews, and I was happy to fill in for you.
well, we trade off sometimes. It's a package. The show is both of us, and sometimes on some nights, one of us can't be here the whole night or part of the night, but
Right.
we always have a show. The only time we've canceled the show, uh, I think the only time we actually canceled was when we had the hurricane in June, in July,
Right, right,
because we had no power.
right. And we couldn't connect. Well, no, there was one.
No, and Robert didn't have any power.
Yeah,
So
well, there was one time we had to cancel because for some reason, Zoom and Facebook weren't connecting, and we couldn't broadcast.
okay, that was in the very beginning, like
Yeah,
the first year. We did have that happen when we couldn't get Zoom, we couldn't get it to work, and so we just had to cancel. That was like maybe the first few months of the show,
hmm,
but we the only time we had to actually cancel was, other than that, was when it was Hurricane Beryl, and it was in July of this year, and there were 2.5 million people in Houston out of power, and a
right.
lot of them were out of. We were out for 4 days. Some people were out for 2 weeks in the middle of the summer. It was just horrible. It was. Um, it took 2 weeks for people to get all the power back on, and so things happen. And because our show is live and it's not taped, we do sometimes fall victim to the elements or whatever's going on. The good thing is that if I can't broadcast from here, Rhonda can broadcast from where she is.
Yeah,
So,
that's why I'm sitting in the dark and Katie.
Yeah, you lit up pretty good though. Lit up pretty
Usually
good.
much better than this. You can see me. You can normally see me as well as you can see Gwen.
yeah,
Right,
this is
right,
not her normal setup, but
right.
we can do the show from anywhere. One time, and this is a good time to kind of reminisce as we have some time. The one time we lost power, we had the deep freeze. So that
Yeah,
was in 2021, the deep freeze in Houston, where we lost power because of the deep freeze. And so we had no power. And I did the show in my daughter's
hard.
car, because I didn't want to open the garage and put my car out, because then I couldn't lock, it's on power. So I had to put it on manual. I didn't want to do all that. So I did the show from inside my daughter's car. And it was cold. It was dark. There were no lights anywhere in the neighborhood. It was really, really, really cold. But we
Yeah,
we don't, we don't make excuses for not doing a show.
That's good.
Some shows are not dependable. They may air or they may not air. And then some are sporadic. Like some people just have things where they do something for 20 minutes and it's kind of random. But this show we're every Tuesday from 7 to 9 Central, and have been for over 4 years, and we've interviewed over
Great.
700 people.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I'm
So yeah.
701.
Well, no, we passed 701.
No, I say I'm number 701.
No, you're not. I'm saying you're probably 708 or something like that.
Okay. Great,
We
great.
recently crossed the 700 mark.
Right, okay.
But not, it was just 2 or 3 weeks ago. So we have been on the show, and we are able to have people on when they do new releases, and new authors that are just getting started. Like the first author tonight, I wasn't on, but he was a debut novelist.
yeah. He was an interesting interview too.
So we have all kind. We have well known, people have been published and have 100 books, and then we have people that have one book. runs. And then we have people who are not authors. We have a lot of people who are not authors at all. We have bookstores, book clubs,
Yeah.
book people with book projects, people just in the industry in general, just anybody in books. So we cover the gamut. So what are your plans for you said you have 5 books you're publishing through are they all through She Publishing?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, and we've already did 2 of them, and I'm about to do the covers for those. And then after the holidays, I'm gonna do the other 3. They've already been written and everything. It's just getting them, let her publish it, and find the right covers to fit the front cover. Covers everything. I went back
Yeah.
and changed like 3 of my covers on my first 2 or 3 books. I didn't know, I thought when you do your first book, everything looks good until you go 2 years and see other people's stuff. And social media really has blown up in the last 2 or 3 years to where so many people are showing you different graphic designs. We're like, whoa, where was that when I did mine? I went back and changed a few covers and even changed a few titles. I found out that you don't need a very long title. They can ruin your book. Long
Yeah.
title. And so my book about me being a barber was the title. And it was the truth. From barber to baller, broke to back again. So I was at a school speaking in Houston, a barber school, by 60 students. This one guy, he didn't finish. I had my backdrop up. He didn't read the bottom of the backdrop. He read the part baller, from barber to baller to broke. He said, "Oh, I don't want to talk to nobody been broke." He got up and walked out. And so, I mean, he was very rude, very rude. So at the end of the day, he came back and bought a book and apologized. He said, "Oh man, the owner told me that that's not what the book was about. You didn't read the bottom of the whole deal." And he came back and he apologized. No, 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 it's okay, it's okay. But the average person probably would have been very offended. I just don't let stuff like that. If I got 60 here, I ain't worried about the one.
Yeah. Well, normally you don't when you write a book, you're past broke. So you're trying to tell people how you got out of being broke. You don't normally like hit
Yeah,
rock
yeah,
bottom and then write a
yeah,
book about
yeah.
being at the bottom. You normally write it
Well,
about being
yeah,
victorious, being triumphant, even when you were in the stage of being broke. And broke is a temporary situation.
true
You
that.
know, um,
But I even when I go shopping for a book now, I look for short, powerful titles. All the way to the end, I don't even pay that no attention. Give me some big word, 2 or 3 big words. That what makes me grab in that cover. What does that cover tell the story other than the words? I like to see the story in the cover. What is this about? This got to be, you know.
Right.
Even when I used to go to Blockbusters and pick movies off the shelf, I looked at the title and I looked at the cover. Yeah.
It
Say it
used to be
again.
fun to go to Block. See, it used to be fun just to go to Blockbuster because you see all your
Oh
friends
man.
movies.
Oh yeah, that could have been a hangout.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
that'd have been
at
cold.
the time, Blockbuster was popular. We couldn't have imagined the world we're in now, where
Right.
everything is streaming and you don't even have to leave home,
I'm telling you.
and you can
I
just see.
I spent a lot
Really,
of money at Blockbusters, man.
yeah,
Oh,
we did too, and especially on late fees.
oh my goodness.
Oh, and
I
you better
probably
make sure
still
you
owe them
rewind
right
that
now.
tape.
They still,
Look, you better make sure you rewind that tape.
yeah, all that,
I
all that,
don't
man.
remember you rewinding the tape.
Yeah, you have to rewind the tape or else
Yeah,
they charge you for that too.
I
yeah.
don't remember that.
I used to be embarrassed because I would rent like 5 or 6 at one time. I think 5 or 6 was the limit. And I have them in the wrong cases and the people be popping
Oh
them
yeah,
open.
you had to have them in the right case.
You
That's for
standing there
sure.
looking crazy. Like everybody standing behind you. And I know that work is saying, you could have put these movies back in it right.
And
I'm
then
already three
you
days
rent
late.
so many, and you don't have time to watch
There
them
you go.
in a
Yeah,
weekend,
that's
and
right.
that's how you end up with the late fees but you kind of
Yes.
That's right.
wanted to get them before, because sometimes you couldn't get them. You know, sometimes it would be weeks before you could get the one you wanted, and so sometimes you just get them and you just would eat the fees, but those fees added up.
Absolutely.
They
Well,
really.
since we kind of
Unfortunately, I have to run because, like I said, I'm in my family's house, so I
yes,
have to log off a little bit early. But
Okay.
yeah, I really enjoy catching up with you, Marvin.
yes,
Yeah, and we're gonna make sure we stay in touch, and I'm gonna make sure I introduce you to my nephew before I leave town.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
And thank you for having me on the show. And I'm all my doors are always open. If you ever
Well,
need
you don't have
anybody.
to rush off. Gwen's still there.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know if she
Yeah.
had to go too.
Rhonda has to log off. Oh, and you need to switch it back over to me.
Yeah. Let me do that before I
Yeah,
forget.
because otherwise I won't have the controls to log Robert on. So when he does the outro, I can admit him.
Right, right. So let's see here. Let me do that.
Yeah, it's when we do this show, it's really a blessing.
Yes.
Because we meet so many people.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's
Okay,
all
so
So
about.
Rhonda, tell your relatives happy Thanksgiving and have a safe trip back to the DMV. And I'll see you next Tuesday.
all righty. Have a good
Awesome.
night,
Happy
everybody.
Thanksgiving.
Happy
Talk to you
Yeah,
Thanksgiving
soon.
here. Bye-bye.
Yes.
yeah. So while we have a few minutes left. As a matter of fact, if you can hold on 1 second, Marvin, I need to
Yes.
get my phone so I can check for comments and things like that.
Mhm.
I will be right back in 15, 20 seconds.
Okay.
And okay, hopefully I was hoping it would work like it's supposed to. And I wanted to check to see if we have any comments, if people have anything they want to say about just books that they have read, or books that authors that they might want to hear from in the future. And if they had any questions for Marvin. And see, I didn't have an opportunity to check that. So, and Rhonda may have been looking all along. She said Gwen Hayes won the book. So I need to make sure that I send her book. Um,
Okay.
but Marvin, what uh, if you could point to one thing that motivated you to first start writing your book? Because a lot of people they have a story to tell, but they don't know how to get started. And normally there's some kind of trigger that makes them write that book.
Yes, all the time. I get people all the time. Oh, I got a book I need to write. I've been trying to write it for 10 years and I
Yeah.
keep picking up, putting it, I don't know where to start.
Yes.
Um, for me, yes, all the time. I get people all
Uh-uh.
the time. Oh, I got a book I need to
That's me. That's me um doing a faux pas. Go ahead.
write. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. I just it was easy for me to pick up the pen because, like I said, writing in the seventh grade, to sit down and in the seventh grade and write a song. I sold a song in age in seventh grade. I sold my song to you remember the old Right On magazine?
Oh yeah. Mhm. I
Well, I
remember.
used to get them every month because I get to see who all the latest are, the Jackson Five and then the Silvers. But in
And
the back of that,
the posters that they had
oh
in
yeah,
there.
that's right. Well,
Yeah,
they
I
had an
remember.
article in the back of that magazine say, "We want to buy your song." Well, I wrote a song and I wrote it just like on manuscript paper and a pencil. And I folded it up, put it in an envelope, got a stamp, and sent it to them to that address. And they sent me a letter back saying they would buy it for $75. Well, I'm in the seventh grade. They sent me a check. So I checked yes. and they sent me a check for $75 in my name, and my mama had to go cash it for me. So I
Wow.
had
I
confirmation.
never knew they even did that. Now,
Oh
one
yeah, if you
thing that you might not know, I'm gonna tell you something about Right On that you might not know, or you might know about it.
mhm.
They had pen pals. I
Oh
was
yeah,
a letter writer from like a little kid.
I
I
remember
wrote
that.
letters.
That's right.
I wrote letters to the president of the United States,
Wow.
and he wrote back. I got a letter back.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that now.
But I was always writing letters. So I had when I was in high school, they had a pen pal thing in there in the back or somewhere in Right On where you could pick a pen
Yes,
pal.
I remember.
And I had a pen pal all through high school.
Wow.
And here's the really ironic thing. I lost touch with her, but she had a kind of unusual name,
Mhm.
and I knew where she was from. So about a year ago, I went on Facebook, and I found her,
Get out of here.
and
Get out of
I reached out to her, and she remembered,
Get
and
out of
even though,
here.
yeah, I found that my pen pal from my high school
Awesome.
years on
Awesome.
Facebook. So, and that was, we just like would write back and forth about what we were studying in
Yeah.
school, our boyfriends. We talked
Yeah.
about
Stuff
that.
like that. Yeah.
But that was people wrote letters back then. And
What inspired me was my seventh grade English teacher, Miss Walker, at Southeast Middle School in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I was so into writing to where, because I had this band group. I'm the youngest one in the band called Ice Cold Band.
okay.
And all these guys were like in the 10th, 11th grade. I'm in the seventh grade, but I'm the leader. I'm the lead singer. And
Oh, okay.
uh, and so we didn't have any songs. I was like, I don't want to do everybody's song on the radio because we
You
did
didn't
it
want
well.
okay. Okay. So you
We were
wanted to
playing
do
in
your own
nightclubs
song.
when I was in the seventh grade. And
Wow.
so
So
for
what kind
grown
of
people,
songs were y'all singing?
uh, SOS band,
Okay.
the Gap band, and
Okay.
uh,
I'm an old school music aficionado. I
yeah,
if it's old school R&B, I know it.
man,
And I
we
had
did it.
probably had the vinyl before I gave my vinyl collection away. But
Yeah.
so you all did like SOS band because we you know
Oh, we did. Oh man.
we used
And
to pretend to be bands too. Now I never did perform in public like that, but we used to like go over each other's houses and pretend to be in a group, a girl group,
oh
or even with the Jackson Five, we would sing their
yeah,
songs.
man, we played at the Pine Bluff Convention Center in front of a crowd,
Oh, you
all
did.
nightclubs, and like I say, by me being the lead singer, man, I just want to do my own stuff sometime, and like I was saying, I would get to my English class, Miss Walker, because she's kind of easygoing. She was an older lady, but easygoing. I would finish my little homework first so I could finish my song in class. As soon as school, I got to go to band practice right down the street with my group. So I got to have these lyrics made. And I never forget one day she was standing behind me and she said, "Give me that." And I grabbed it because I thought she was going to snatch it. I said, "No, Miss Walker, I can't give you this now. You can't tear this up. I got to practice." She said, "Give it here." I said, "No, Miss Walker, you don't tear my music up." She said, "What?" And she read it right there. I'm watching her to make sure, because I'm ready to snatch it back if she go to rip it. She said, "Who wrote this?" I said, "I did." She said, "You didn't write this." I said, "Yes, what I'm working on now." She said, "Well, listen, you keep this up, you're gonna be rich one day." That was my confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
Keep writing. But so many friends, the band broke up.
Okay.
Um,
Well, they
we
always do,
we
but
broke up at early
well,
in
I
some
shouldn't say always, but
yeah,
almost always.
yeah,
Almost
almost.
always.
So I got into football. Everybody's like, "Man, you need to come on play football," and I did. So I didn't want to play football, but I did, and I wound up being pretty good at football. So I went to college on a football scholarship. So I didn't write anymore, since seventh grade. So that's why
Oh.
it's so easy for me to write a book because I've been blessed to have stories. And a lot of people don't understand. I was raised by my great grandparents. Not my mother. My mother raised me too. My grandmother raised me too. My mama's mama who raised
No,
me. And so,
I can relate to that because my husband was raised by his great grandmother.
hey, listen. And so all my
Yeah.
friends in the neighborhood at the age of 5 and 6, they're in their 70s. So I would sit on their porch and listen to all these stories all day long. They tell me about this person and their family, or where they from. And so and when I'm a good listener, I like just looking at people's mouth and watching them. I don't talk, I just listen as a kid. So one of my cousins, she always, cousin Betty said, "You've been a storyteller all your life. I can tell you a story off the top of my head and it'd be make believe. So, but it's really coming so good right now that the writings, if I pick up a pen, I can write probably 30 pages, pull over the side of the road.
Oh, okay. Now that first song that you got $75 for it, what did they do anything with it?
I do not
Did they
know. If people
record
ask
it?
that, I
Did
knew the
they
name of it, but I'm 57 now. That was back in the seventh grade, so I can't
so
remember even the name of
so
it.
what was the name of it?
I can't remember. I can't
Oh
remember.
wow. And you
Can't
got a
remember.
check for a song you wrote.
$75.
Amazing. I
Yeah.
never knew that they did that with Right On
Oh
Magazine.
man, if you go like to an old magazine store or maybe Barnes and Noble, they might have a section. Some of those is right in the back. We want to buy your song.
Oh,
And
well, I guess, if you're in tune with something, then you see it. It's like, I don't
yeah,
write songs, so I wouldn't even
right.
notice that. You know what I
But you
mean?
noticed the pen pal
I
though.
noticed the pen pal.
Yeah,
That's
there you go. That struck your
so
attention.
because I write, I write
Yeah,
stories and letters. Always been a letter writer. I write letters today, and I tell people
yeah.
letter writing is a lost art. You can get a lot done with a letter. If you get the address of the person that you're sending it to, and I don't mean an email, I mean an actual letter, you can
Yeah.
actually make moves with the letter.
Well, Miss, your last name is Richardson, right?
Richardson,
I don't know where I got Alexander from. I'm sorry, but
I don't
Miss
either.
Richardson, this is something I want to tap into after my birthday. I got too much on the table right now. I got to finish
Okay.
these other 5 books, but I want to start writing, doing postcards. Uh, what I mean by postcards, real like if I go right now pick up a postcard from my mom, it's gonna be written from somebody else that can relate. You can give this to your mom. That's not my words.
Okay.
I think every culture has their own way of putting things when it comes to a real card, like to an uncle or to auntie. Like for
Oh,
instance, like
like a greeting card, but a
your
postcard
green card, your
instead.
greeting card, my bad,
Okay.
greeting card. Like
Okay.
say for instance, if it was my uncle's birthday, I would want to say to all of my uncles that everybody can relate to, yo, what's up, Unc? Hey man, I know it's your big day today. I know you're gonna turn up, but listen, old nephew just wanted to say he love you. And I know we don't talk like that on the regular, but I want you to know how I feel about you, man. You my everything. And I'm glad I ain't in front of you because I'll probably break down right now. So I just want to say, yeah, go kick it, man, and turn up, man. I love you. I can't wait to see you. Now, my uncle can sit back and say, yeah, that's his words, right? That's him right there, whoever. But just say to my uncle, that's to anybody. That
Well,
when
that's
I go,
true. That's
and
true.
then I want to do a letter to my mom, but I wanted to speak for anybody that has a mom that they really want to say other than you the greatest and no, I want to dig deep from the time I knew you were my mom and to how much you appreciate you. Time when I know we didn't have much, you always made something happen, made me a cake or something like. I want to do deep, deep, deep. Uh, uh, what you call it? What did you call it? I get my mind going. Not postcards. What did you say? Greeting cards, right?
A greeting card.
I
Now,
want to do.
Marvin, we are, believe it or not, we're at the end of our show.
You got 30 more minutes now.
No,
Come on
no,
now. You came
no,
late anyway, so hey, don't be
no,
much.
no. We have to stop at 9 o'clock Central Time. That's what we
I was
do.
just, I was
So
just
we
messing.
want to say to everybody out there, including you, Marvin, have a great Thanksgiving. Don't
Wonderful.
eat too much,
Yeah.
but enjoy yourself and be
That's
with
right.
family and give them a hug. Because tomorrow is not promised.
That's true.
So anyway, that's our show for this week. And we'll be back next Tuesday with another edition of Black Authors Matter TV. I'm Gwen Richardson signing off, and
Yes.
be blessed, everybody.